Dame toda la noche, no nos queda mucho tiempo más. No quiero perder lo que queda. Seguimos siempre la pasión y confiamos solo en el amor. Yeah. No quiero perder lo que queda. Y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad, hasta que me convierta en rayos. Y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad. Y más
Alright, good morning. Alright, so, what are we? We are Monday morning, March 1st, 2021. Alright, so let's see. Let's change up a little bit there. Alright, so let's see what we got. Alright, so Friday, I wasn't extended or anything. Friday, going into the weekend, we had a pretty big market sell-off. Let's bring up the big chart. Okay. So here is our daily chart of the SPY. And so like I said, going into... Turn up my mic just a little bit there. All right, hopefully that helps. All right, going into the weekend, we had, well, this was Thursday, right here, Friday. We broke down on Thursday on the 21 day for the daily. We've been rounding it off on the top there. And then Friday opened up below, pushed up right at it into that 21 day and kind of came below. So perfect bounce off of this 50 here, which is held for support on the SPY for some time now. Zoom back. All right, so we've been holding above both since basically November 4th. All right, so last time we had a couple of supports there, 1, 2. And then we came back down to 150. Wondering if we're going to do something similar this time around. So not sure. Definitely came down on some high volume. You know, seen it in the past. 1-2 days of big volume. So curious to see what happens with today. There's two big headlines out, right? They have the new Johnson & Johnson vax as well as the stimulus deal. So we'll see how much of the stimulus was priced in. At this point, I think people are, yeah, they wanted their checks, but at the same time, people are starting to really think about how badly we're devaluing current, our money. Just printing crazy money into the market. And these stimulus bills are a bunch of bullshit for the most part. They just use COVID as an excuse to fund a bunch of crap. So I don't know. We'll see how that's going to go down. Full disclosure, I did get short on Friday into the push here. So, I mean, waking up today, I'll be pretty much back to break even on that. We'll see what happens. If we start looking weak early on, I'll probably look to actually add in or cover. So, we'll see. That's all going to depend. But that's what's going on with the SPY right now. So, being that as it is, the market's a little shaky. I think the action's a little bit different today. All right, so let's take a look at what we have here. All right, so run through the watch list here, the scanners. All right, so number 1, we have ECOR, ECOR. Number 2, SOS. 3 is AMC. 4, PLTR. 5 is GME. And then 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. These are organized in the trade count. So starting with ECOR at 39,000, and I break it down from there. I use trade counts. I find trade counts a good way to find where all the traders are. Not necessarily, and a lot of people use the biggest gap. If I was going to arrange it by biggest gap, you'd have this GHSI with 496% on the day, with only 482 trades. So it's likely a pump. Maybe it turns into something later. This is the stuff like some of those guys on Twitter and all that crap will use. The floss, what do you call them? Let's call them floss sham man, right? You would use something like this, or Dick Moore. They'd use something like this to pump their room. Super duper light, easy pop. That's the kind of stuff you can use to really pump. If you don't really know how to trade and you got yourself a large following, you can easily make some money here. But I'm not going to get into that. That's not what I do. All right, we're going to trade where all the traders are. All right, so breaking out of the scanners here. All right, starting with number 1 is ECOR, ECOR. ECOR is a 36 million float share ticker. It's done about 6 so far this morning, 6 mil on the volume. 39, about to cross 40,000 trades, up 27% on the 5-day, 46% on the day, coming in at $3.17. All right, so as of right now, we're kind of pulling back a little bit, but right into zone, right? So I don't mind that. Keep an eye and see how this develops. It is only 7:20 a.m., so see what we have here. So ElectroCore is a commercial stage bioelectric medicine company, non-invasive vagus nerve stimulation. That's interesting, actually. I've been studying vagus nerve stimulation, initially focused on neurology. Gamcor Food and Drug Administration. Okay, so they're working with the FDA on something here. All right, short interest. We got about 3% of the float. Our structure is, like we said, we have 38 mil on the, or 36 mil on the float there. 21% institutionally held. So I do like this setup actually. I wish we didn't pull back as far as we did, but we are definitely in the zone here. So, this could turn into something to watch here, definitely as it'll develop. Almost worth taking a small position here and seeing if we lose, what is it, like $3, and where we go from there. But alas, I will wait until the bell. All right, so news on it. We do have the 28th was the last piece with a distribution agreement with MedStar. Regulatory approval in Australia. So that's that. All right. So that's number 1. Let me look at the big chart in case we do get moving. Where is APEN? APEN just crawled into the number 8 spot and just popped up. So let's just pick that up real quick and jump back. APEN. The reason I'm jumping to this is it just crossed my scanner. That gives us a good long play. So I just wanted to take a look and see if it was set up for a good long play yet. It just, oh, excuse me. I'm hitting the gym like crazy lately, so I'm super sore. FDA breakthrough device. So this, I'm just going to throw this up on the side screen here. I just wanted to bring it to anybody's attention because it did just pop up on that proprietary long scanner I tell you guys about with 10,000 trades already on a piece of news. So we'll dig into that once we get to it, if it moves up through the top 5 there. All right. Back to ECOR. We'll go to ECOR and do the big chart. Daily, see where we're at. We are at an interesting level for ECOR there, right? I mean, if we could break through this 335 zone on ECOR, which we did this morning. I mean, we're sitting at $3. Okay. So above 333, we'll put that on the, all right, so I'm gonna draw that on my chart, my trading chart. Put that up there. 3.33. So as long as we get up above that there, you've got room up until basically $4.13, $4.60. Now, being that the pre-market high at the moment is, what is that, $4.09. All right, that's going to be right around there. Okay, which if you see it correlates as we move down, no surprise there. I'm sure somebody hit that short in the pre-market. So getting above that, right, that clears us to get to 465, right? So above $4, we should get to that 465 zone, up in the 520s. So good to know that. I'm gonna also throw 465. But I'm going to do it at $4.55. Give myself 10 cents. That's a nice little trade. If we can break that high, look for a light pullback, right? So if we hold through here and work our way up. So I would take the trade off the green. If I lost my 21, I would wait and try and reset somewhere around the 50. So long as I'm still, everything else is still intact. And I'm looking for a work my way up. Half off back once we cross over green. Looking for that pre-market high break, and then add in if we get a confirmation to push back up above into the 450s. So definitely keep an eye on this one. All right, I am cautious on the long side right now, mainly because you're starting to see a change in market dynamic. How these things are acting as they run up in the morning. The other night I was watching a couple of old videos from 2018 and just looking at the difference in the tape and the way these things trade and the volume is just insane. So definitely, I think we're starting to see a little bit of a change in the overall dynamic and structure. So we'll see what happens. Again, probably not a bad starter at $3 between here at where we are now and that $3. If I had a little more time to sit in front of the screen, I probably would have taken that trade just to hang out and see what it does. But I think that's a decent one to watch this morning. Next on number 2 on the list. All right, let's start making our way through these. SOS have traded this thing recently. All right, so SOS, let's see. So SOS, 120 mil on the float, 3.7 traded on the day. We got 124 on the float in total. 24,000 trades on the day, down 41% on the 5-day, up 20% on the day, ticking in at $5.72 this morning. So let's see. So SOS is engaged in a provision of emergency rescue business, providing emergency healthcare services, roadside assistance, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so anyway, with them, short interest on them is about 2.66% of the float as of the last update there. All right, our share structure, we do have 6% of institutional holding. All right, so remember that's 6%. Oh no, I'm sorry, that's 0.2%. Never mind, I don't know what I was seeing there. But anyhow, so that's a very light amount of institutional shares locked up. All right, so news, the 26th, there's a piece out with a bunch of different companies, just a market update piece. Hindenburg short on blockchain firm SOS. Hindenburg short on China-based blockchain firm SOS. So apparently they're involved in blockchain too somehow. Hindenburg goes short on blockchain. So Hindenburg is short SOS. Alright, so that means we're going to put that up on the chart somewhere. Keep an eye on how that plays out. Those guys don't cover easy though. Okay. So other than that, we got kicks off construction of cloud crypto mining center. Alright, so I guess they've gotten themselves involved in crypto mining. Crypto's pulling back right now, so keep an eye on that. Levels on the big chart. Probably gonna have to upgrade that soon if I can keep doing this. Alright. Obviously there's a daily level there where we closed. Right, there's your Friday close. This is this morning. And looking at this, remember last week or 2 weeks ago we were trading this thing really pushed up. Could get a little bounce out of this. I want to see it up above. Why is that 1565 from last week? What's this? $9.12. And then 707. So, I mean, this thing's definitely got room. I would start paying attention to these recent levels then in that case. But as of right now, I want to see her, get up above this 21. So that's like 640s before I would look at this for long. Until then, I'm short or nothing. So gotta get up above this 21 and hold, back test it if possible, and continue to push on, and then start looking at levels, recent levels, saying like probably somewhere around the 750s. So that's SOS. Nothing clean and clear on a trade on it right now. It is making a recovery with a 15 cross, but it would need to push again above through these levels. Right. If anything, I'd be shorting through here, even though right now it's just not solid either way. But under that 21 day on the daily, I'm not super bullish, for sure. Okay. Alright, so next up, that was SOS. We have this ASLN, which is exploding right now. Alright, so ASLN just flew right up there. Let's throw this up on a... Pull that ECOR down. I'm going to go with my center screen here so I can see this ASLN. Alright, so this is our, looks like it's going to be our pre-market mover here, making some big range moves. So ASLN coming in at a 37 mil float with 3.6 traded on the day. 22,000 trades doing that 3 mil. And then, you know what's fun? Let's take a look at this real quick. I haven't done this in a while, so let me pull up the calculator. Okay, so we've done 3 million, let's just call it 900, right, boom, on ASLN. There we go. Almost 4 million, but yeah, 3724. Okay, that's close. Divide that by, I'll just do it right. So it's 3 million. We'll do 800. Now that's pretty damn close. All right, divide that by the amount of trades, which is going to be 23,420. I want to see if we're going to be over 400. No, some very light shares. The average usually sits around 300 to 400 shares per trade. 162 is definitely retail. All right, so let's keep an eye on that. My fault. I said retail. I meant it's definitely high frequency. Is they use tiny trade share sizes just to maneuver things and move around. Average retail is around 400 shares. Right? Most people take that. Okay. So anyway, and those high frequency machines, they trade them, those executions like crazy. It's not like they just take small share positions. They move like crazy. They match all the sales coming in through the tape, etc., etc. But that's for another day's conversation. But here we go, pushing through this ASLN. So, for example, if a retail trader is taking 300 to 400 shares short, the HFT is buying 450 shares long, right? Or vice versa. Pretty interesting system. But anyways, that's what's going on. Looks like we're about to squeeze through the top there. Let's dig into it. All right, so here we are talking about ASLN. So again, 3.9 traded on the day of a 37 million float stock with the coming in at 24,000 trades, 105% on the 5-day, 70% on the day, taking a 757 at the moment. All right, ASLN Pharmaceuticals Ltd is a clinical stage immunology and oncology focused biopharmaceutical company. So biopharma. Okay, short interest, very light, 10% institutional, which is pretty decent size for something that's under $4 normally. Alright, news, we got 2 pieces out on March 1st. We have this pharmaceuticals announces positive multiples, and it doesn't tell me what. So they got data, alright, so they got some positive data. It doesn't say which stage. Ooh. All right, so I got some positive data, basically. All right, let's just call it what it is. All right, so it's some positive data. I don't know what phase, but that's that. We have the 6K out, right? So again, we get a piece of news. I mean, we can just do SEC form 6K, right? A 6K is submitted to the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission used by certain foreign private issuers to provide information that is required to be made public in the country of its domicile, filed and made with public blah, 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 SEC form K. So in Investopedia, right, it's a form 6K. I'm not even coming. I always forget 6K. Cover page. Purpose of is it relieves the burden of dual reporting for certain non-issuers. Okay. So if you want to look into this, you can look into this right here on Investopedia. Look in the 6K. All right. So. All right. So anyway, but we did have that positive data. On the 26th, you have this 18 million private placement. So, and we did push through the high there just a little bit and wicked back. So now we can see if we can get some sort of a pullback at this point. All right, way off the levels. So we'll see what we get here. Okay, looking at this guy on the big chart. Today. Some similar moves back. Alright, so let's look at something real quick. So we'll go there. Alright, so see this tap down, gap up. So we did have a gap up 1-2, so we're on our 3rd day of the trade. So similar done in the past, has held up on some of those smaller gaps, did sell off when it pushed up into this level in the past though. So let's see what we have here. All right, there's a bunch there, but this is all the way from back in 2018. If we start breaking through here, call it, what is this? Your base of this is somewhere around $8.15, call it $8.50, up above $8.50. We can move, we can really start making some moves. So I'm gonna put 850 on my chart. So 8.48, I'm gonna put that on the chart. What's this right here? 820, I'm gonna put 815 on the chart. I don't usually put a lot of lines on, but I want to know where that was. All right, so above 815, look to go above that second line, you can really start making some noise. So keep an eye on that. Again, this trade, I'd like to see it pull back down. If green were to come up probably into the 670s, 680s, down don't see it going much higher than that unless we get unless we hold this area and then get a pullback. So I'd like to see that and then look for continuation. So this I like long. Let me look at the short situation. Alright, let's see what the low case situation looks like on this ASLN. 40. Oh man, they're pretty expensive. I do like an expensive locate. Tends to get, when you spend a lot of money on a locate, and so for people that are new, locating a share means I'm borrowing it so that I can go short. You can't just short any stock. You have to be able to get your hands on the shares to do it. Many times, unless it's an easy to borrow, like big public companies are usually easy to borrow. Smaller companies usually have to pay to borrow the shares. And if you have to pay to borrow them, and depending on that price, right, if they start to get expensive, for example, 45 cents a share, then you're going to see people jump the gun to use it early because they don't want to waste the money on that locate. You have to pay for it whether or not you use it. I do it all the time, and I pay for shares and I don't get to use them. So when they're more expensive, you tend to see people that are going to jump the gun to take the short, so they don't waste it. So I do like seeing an expensive locate. I don't like paying it. But if I'm looking at the long, that expensive locate gives me a good feeling. So I know people start shorting into these lighter pulls, right? They'll look to short like that level. They'll look for easier shorts, or not easier shorts, earlier entries and possibilities that they normally wouldn't take. Right? So like I said, they'll look to short that. Oh, look, just like that, underwater. And then little pops around like that. So, all right, that's ASLN. I am liking it at the moment, but I'm gonna have to see how it develops. I'm not buying it up here. I would want to see a good bit of a pull, and preferably after the bell. All right, so that's ASLN, which is now moved into the number 2 slot on the scanners there. An update ECOR number 1. ASLN number 2, SOS number 3. So those are the 3 we've done so far. All right, so coming in at number 4, again, it's AMC. Familiar with this one. I took a bath on this one on Thursday. Friday, I generally don't trade, so I didn't do my stream Friday because I usually don't trade. I did see a nice setup and took a trade and cleaned up some of that AMC damage. So let's take a look. AMC. Right. Not a lot of research to do on this one because we already know the deal with this. It's just that meme stock. Still showing about 16, almost 17% short. All right, so it is a 284 million float stock with 2 million traded on the day, 2.4, 16,000 trades. In comparison, just so SOS is sitting at 26, and that ASLN is sitting now at around 30, almost 31,000 shares traded, or 31,000 trades made on the day. So with 16,000 on AMC, it's pretty light, but these pick up substantially at around 9 o'clock. So AMC kind of just falling apart here. It did have a little gap up today. So look, everybody's trapped in here. This was the day it opened up, pushed, or was that, what day is this? 226. 26 is Friday, so the 25th. So this day, yeah, this is the day I'm looking for. So this level is an important level to pay attention to. Around 10, anywhere from in here. So call it from 1050 to 1090. I'm short AMC, without a doubt. 1090, I'm gonna move down to 1050. Yeah, might even go in a little early, but I'm shorting all of this. If it pushes up here, I'd look for, all right, we'll check it out on the big chart quick. All right, let's check out the daily real quick, right? So this was Friday, this Thursday. Looks a lot different once you start looking at it. Once you see the after hours pre-market. Okay, so again, this was the trap day. All right, it runs up overnight, a bunch of people buy in, keep buying in. Thursday morning, just as suspected. We were talking about it on stream Thursday morning. I said it's all going to open up and dump, and it sure did, just as we thought. Dumped right on down. So everyone who bought into the bell thinking it was doing this is now trapped. So this could set up to be a scalp short to start because the system's going to look bullish with it making that much of a turnaround, but something I would consider. All right. Otherwise, a light trade long if you wanted to off this 840s possibly. Not holding this through 10. It has to clear this mess. If it can't clear this, then you got a ton of people trapped and they're going to sell just to break even. They're tired of these diamond hand games and losing money constantly. So that's AMC. PLTR is this one that's been really messed with. We did the review on PLTR, but anyway, that being said, let's do it again real quick. So again, this thing is huge. It's a billion float, 1,465 mil, with only a million shares traded. A million shares traded on the day, down 10% on the 5-day, up almost 5 on the day, coming in at $25.04. You have a 5% short on a 17% institutional hold. So remember that 17 plus 5 is locked up. All right, so you can do the math and figure out how many shares are open on the market from that point estimated. All right, news, nothing new. Let's see. This thing did get some hype all over social and everywhere. People were on the big gap down day, right and around. So this is the same idea, right? So they had this big gap down day, everyone bought into it, gap back up, could not break the 21. We had talked about shorting into this level here. All right, so here we are back down. So now everyone who bought here was underwater. I mean, yeah, if it starts pushing into 26, overall looking short. It is making a bit of a recovery. No confidence setup on this. It would have to, before you even consider starting to really take a long on it, you'd at least have to get over this 27.50, and you'd really want to start clearing 29. I'm not bullish on this thing by any means. I just don't know that I see a solid setup one way or another. You could look at scalps off of the levels, off of zone. Let's see, CPH acquisition. That's gonna be nothing solid there, right? Could be a nice short though. That's number 5. 6 GME, which is going to be the exact same thing as AMC, literally the exact same thing, except these guys did probably get a chance to clear out, but they're all trapped up in here, so not clean either way. Short's probably the easier trade. All right, so I'll bring back up the scanners again, so if you want to see what else is moving, right? So ECOR is now in the number 1 spot, ASLN number 2, SOS number 3, AMC number 4, PLTR number 5, GME 6, 7 is Tesla, APEN is number 8, which is also number 1 on my proprietary long scanner, and I do have that up. Not loving the look of it yet, but it could develop throughout the morning, as APEN is an easily borrowable stock. What that means is that you have this S right here, which means I can borrow this stock for free. I don't have to locate it. I don't have to pay for it. I can just take my short position like any other. So, so that's where we are at the moment. I like ASLN, as I said. It really made a nice little pullback, like not really a major pullback, but I would like to see this guy. Here we go. Come on. There we go. I was hoping for a little more pull there. So we're going to keep an eye on this one. This is probably my favorite at the moment. We'll see how it develops. I have APEN, so the way I'm laid out right now, I got ASLN on my center bottom, and then APN on the bottom right screen. Want to see how they develop throughout the morning. Get my morning workout going, and go from there. So we'll see what we got. So I got APEN. Let's clean this up. Alright, now let's bring some energy back into this music. Getting a little sleepy here. There we go. Alright, so bring a little energy into this. Got the scanners up. These are the 3 I'm watching, and I'm going to get my morning workout started. A little behind the clock, a little behind time today, so might not make it back until maybe just before the bell, so we'll see. I'll do my best there. Alright guys, see you in a bit.
watch you stare. I would watch you stare. Oh, but there's no one there. We can't figure this out. Put your feet down. A time when we never let go, never let go. Ooh, we never let go. We can't figure this out. Put your feet down. We are the lucky ones. Swallow your choice instead. Terrified of what's left. Remains unsaid until you break my mind. Until you break my thought. Until you break my thought. These sticks and stones will break. They will break, they will break, they will break. Oh, 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 yeah, yeah. No, no.
Daytime better come correct. Ain't playing at your best, then you will get left. If it don't involve money, then I don't accept. If it don't involve money, then I don't accept. Roll on something like this. Daytime better come correct. Ain't playing at your best, then you will get left. If it don't involve money, then I don't accept. If it don't involve money, then I don't accept. Roll on something like this. Pull up the sugar, she virgin, I took her. She said we should hook up with boyfriend and booger. Don't know me, then look her. I'm being the clouds. Pull full of Henny, I drink and I drown. Daytime better come correct. Ain't playing at your best, then you will get left. If it don't involve money, then I don't accept. If it don't involve money, then I don't accept. Roll on something like this. Daytime better come correct. Ain't playing at your best, then you will get left. If it don't involve money, then I don't accept. If it don't involve money, then I don't accept.
truth is so hard to find. With all the things that's going on, I lost track, I felt so strong. I got you on my mind, but something's been done wrong. Sometimes I've been thinking of what to make of me and my memories. Sometimes I've been thinking of, dreaming of what it could have been besides memories. 'Cause I still need you. It's lost. you give me what I need? Just give me what I want, baby. Can you give me what I need? Just give me what I want. Just give me what I want. brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house. Levitating now, I'm super duper fly now. London boy, but DC where I reside now. Put the time in while you always yelling time out. And if quit it, cause I know I'm coming with it. You were sitting, you were wishing I was handling my business. Now I got the ball like Harry Potter playing Quidditch. And my business is humongous, you would think that happens in it. Oh man, I'm all that, yeah, I'm all that. Looking for that whip, yeah, that what you call that. I'ma blow up in the summer, have them yelling fall back. And I've always been ahead like an effing ball cap. Man, I came in the game like, whoa. Got a couple chains on me cause I like gold. They told me I'm the best and I told them I know. Cause when I'm in your town, every ticket I sold. Yeah, they saying I'm the man. Facts, bro. Lot of haters, tell me where they at though. I'm the new pop, all I do is rap though. Want me on your song, throw a couple stacks, yo. Everybody wanna do the same thing. That's why we ain't on the same page. Do my own thing, and I maintain. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Yeah, I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. I'm going mainstream. Mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Yeah. I'm going mainstream. Damn. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Woo. I'm going mainstream.
is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Human error. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution.
Sometimes when you're here, I can feel no doubt. 'Cause you keep me where the stars are bound. It doesn't really matter, 'cause you're here with me now. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter, 'cause you're here with me now. It doesn't really matter, 'cause I feel so free now. Sometimes I wonder, will we be around to see forever on the silver cloud? Sometimes when you're here, I can feel no doubt. 'Cause you keep me where the stars are bound. It doesn't really matter, 'cause you're here with me now. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter, 'cause you're here with me now. It doesn't really matter.
Messing with my head again. You had your heart set on me, but these feels they come and go, and they come so easily. Tell me what it is about you that I can't forget, but you're breaking down my walls again just to set me free. Why do I, baby? Why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby? Why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby? Why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby? Why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Staying up when I go out, you gotta know I'm all yours. But when I say what's that about, you start slurring your words. Tell me why you have to seem so distant when I'm holding you. Your fingertips are drifting away, and I fucking love how it hurts. Why do I, baby? Why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby? Why do I love the touch but never love the a second to take a breath, to keep me guessing with what you said. You're in my head. We're under pressure, we're sinking deep like stormy weather. Can't seem to breathe when you're with me. If you're gonna break me, I know I won't stay. I don't wanna wait here, you push me away. If you're gonna choose, you don't know what to do. I don't wanna lose you, but don't wanna lose me.
All right. Let's see what's changed.
So complicated, don't mess it up. Feeling frustrated, it ain't enough to fix it up.
Let's find some. Let's see.
If you're gonna break me, I know I won't stay.
Switch the music up a little bit. All right. All right. So 9:19. Basically 9:20. 20 seconds till 9:20. So we got about 10 minutes till open. ASLN has now moved up to the #1 slot across the board. Let's see. Yeah, so it's #1 on my proprietary scanner, #2 on the all-around scanner, as well as, let's take a look, right? So here's 10 minutes to open. We got ASLN 102,000 trades, ECOR with 54, SOS 49, GME 35, AMC 33. All right, so alright, so that's, and then I'm watching the SPY as well. SPY pushing up into 384, 385s. So I'll keep an eye on that. With the daily on the SPY being the 385.89 is the daily 21, so keeping an eye on that level. So we'll watch that. Alright, so ASLN #1. Alright, it's pulled back a bit here. Let's check out the short situation. Same price as before. Check another source. There we go. It's nice and cheap there. So available for sure on the short side, and they've even gotten cheaper as the morning's gone on. Gonna keep an eye on this one. So we still have, in my, the way I look at things, we're still long, long biased on the trade, looking for a long on it, be it a scalp or a trade, an overall trade. All right. Still have the green over red on the 3, green over red 15. Got a pretty solid divergence going. Let me check out my risk here. So green on 20, green on 3 is 6.86. That's minus the 6.10. So pretty tight, 75, 76 cent risk there. I like that. So we are going to keep an eye on this one for sure. All right, we'll be right back. only downside to keeping up your water intake. Alright, so yeah, ASLM pulling back. If we get down to 6, I mean, I want 610, 612. I might look to take a teeny tiny. I'm gonna do 6. I'm gonna go 614. Take a tiny pre-market size starter there. So I was gonna throw that out just in case. Alright, just tiny little pre-market size just for a starter, just in case we get a quick wash. Like I said, ASLN is definitely my favorite at the moment. ECOR number 2 on both. It's kind of messy right now, so I'm not crazy about this one. If anything, I want to see it bounce off 269, 270s, and then maybe short that into VWAP, depending on how it sets up. At the bell, you know, a short into $3, but yeah, short into 3 could work, but the range on that's going to stink, so don't love that for anything. The downside is not, the potential is not enough really for a great short. Upside potential's there. You know, at this point, looking for 4s if we can get up there, but we got a mountain to climb there, so we'd have to start stopping shorts. ECOR. Pretty cheap locate, so I'm sure there's some people short on there, easily available. Let me check another source real quick. Yeah, super cheap locate, super easy to get your hands on. Anytime it's available at 9:30, that just means there's an abundance. And usually by 9:30, everything's sold out. Supply up to 385.24. Number 3 being SOS. It's rebounding here. Cheap locate. $691 being the daily 21. I expect this to squeeze a couple people. So, oh, I hate this song. This is stupid. Just sounds gross. Let's go to chill. Copyright free chill. Alright. Yeah, so this is turning around. You know, you can even probably scalp this long back up towards pre-market high with a 653. 652, 653 on the, it says on the ticker. That could potentially get up there. So, and then if it stops them out, then you're looking at that, what'd I say? About $7.10 on the daily there. Okay. ECOR is kind of dead. Let me check out, look at AMC. Okay, ECOR is just kind of hanging out. I mean, it could base out around this 280s, 290s and start turning. AMC pushing up. I'm not really confident in a trade on AMC on the long side right now or the short. If it started getting up into that area where it trapped the other day, that could be a short as people look to escape the trap. But long, possibly back up towards 9, you know, maybe through the pre-market highs. Yeah, not really crazy about that either. So on ASLN is going to be my main focus. All right, so what I'm looking for is we got a little bit of a nice wash coming in here. Remember, I'm sitting at 6:14. Let's see if I get picked up there. We're 2 minutes in. Make sure I have this on my watch list so I get a notification. I get a notification if we get some sort of an offering or something. Okay. So anyway, yeah. So this is my main focus at the moment. I want to make sure green stays over red. I'd like to start pushing the white through the lines for a cross. Anything over, 608, we're in play. If we start losing that $6, $608, $6 range, I'm going to bail because we could be looking down towards fives. So that was a nice little flush there. Unfortunately, didn't get picked up on that. I'm getting the stream deck up now. Get ready. All right, about a minute till open. I feel like you could just short the SPY at the open, but I think it might push a little bit in the morning. I think it might even break over 21 slightly. Keep an eye on that and look for it to fail back below on the daily. All right, about 10 seconds till the open now. So again, ASLN is still my favorite. AMC pushing up. SOS kind of just hanging out there, and we're now open. So a nice little wash back down. Let's see. Come on down a little bit more. No? Yeah, shoot. I was hoping to get picked up there. Alright, we're gonna start in. That was a tough fill. I didn't like that fill. Tape's looking kind of thick. I pulled off 3/4 there. I'm on tiny size now. If I get that washed down, I will get my fill on 614, which I like better. That should put me closer back to where we were. That doesn't look like I'm gonna get it. Unfortunately, that doesn't look like that's going to work out for me. So we're just going to have to ride this. Look at that AMC beautiful flash up. That was a nice short for anybody who caught it. That's too bad, that would have been a beautiful trade, but it didn't kind of work out the way I was hoping for. I was hoping for a little more of a wash there. It's starting to look a little sketchy. But we'll see if we can ride up and maybe get a little ad, in the money ad. Could get something. I'm gonna have to work on a smaller kill hotkey. Now we might get a little bit more of a fill here. Okay. Alright, now we're kind of wait and see how it behaves. Kind of getting weak here, it looks, but we'll see. Alright, so lost 6 there. I'm sure there's plenty of people that stopped out on 6. Keep an eye on this here. The tape's kind of looking a little weak for my liking. So see, this is starting to confirm my suspicions that the market's starting to take a change and these start looking for more short plays here in small caps, I'm thinking. Alright, so here comes the 150. We'll see how that holds. SOS pushing up though, so this ASLN looking a little weaker now. Alright, we're starting to get a cross down there on the 3-minute. Very spready at times. See SOS over there pushing up into the line there for pre-market high. That was the other trade we talked about, the possibility of taking. That one worked out well. Looks like this one doesn't work. Sometimes you just go through these a little bit of a tough streak. Just have faith in the system. All right. Yeah, I think it's time to call this one. Let's see. I mean, we haven't lost that 150. If I start losing 150, I'm going to pull a lot of that position off. SPY pushed through that 21, but it looked like it's pulling back a little bit, sitting on that 21 now, so that was kind of exactly as anticipated there. I mean, every push is getting sold onto this ASLN. There's pre-market high right there on SOS, so that one worked well. Look at that, swiped right off of it. So probably even look to scalp into that for a long, but I'm gonna leave that alone. All right, yeah, we're calling. I think it's this trade's just looking weak here. Like to see a teleport candle upwards. That would always be nice, right? But I don't know if we're going to get that. Need to get back over the 21 on the 15 here. And the quicker the better. But every push looks like it's being sold. I don't know if there's some massive dilution on this thing or what, but SOS, you're coming into the 5 there if you wanted to scalp a long trade. AMC also, that open short was beautiful. So a lot of what we liked is working, so you can't be too upset. It's always frustrating when the one you take doesn't, but you know, you get those streaks. I don't like every push is getting sold into. I don't know if they're trying to fake out shorts or what, but we can't even break that 5. All right, so at this point, let's see what happens here. If we lose this yellow, I'm starting to lose the divergence there. The whole trade thesis is falling apart on it. And 150 is still support. Oh, yeah, we're starting to lose 150 there as support. So I'm thinking there might be some dilution into this trade, and we're just going to have to call it. Could potentially bounce off of that 504 there. This 150 still picking up, so this is a difficult one to call. As of right now, every push has been sold. Could really use a green candle. Look at AMC, remember talking about any long would have to be off Aqua? Right on the nose there. Alright, so at this point on this trade, alright, we're going to try and just gonna get a slight little shove. Looks like it wants to round its way around, but unfortunately the thesis is gone for the trade. So yeah, alright. I'm just gonna pull it there. So that's that for that one. It looks like it wants to round up, but unfortunately, you know, the system, I had the candle close under the 15 there. You know, still supporting on the 150, but we did lose it. You know, cross down, everything's just, the whole thesis has changed, so I'm gonna wrap it up there on that one. You know, it's too bad SOS worked out well. That would have been a good one. But you're gonna get some winners, you're gonna get some losers, and I'm on a bit of a sucky streak for my luck on which ones I'm taking. Whatever, it happens, you know. SOS looking solid there. Now that's that. So now you're coming into on SOS. This is that daily level, that $7 level we're talking about. So that would have been, if I was thinking short, that's probably that $7, $7.10 would have been an area I'd look to get short. So, like I said, that's also one of those tricky ones because the system doesn't confirm that at all. If anything, the system I built is long base, like we said. So kind of did what we were looking for there. I'm just hanging around for a few minutes here to see if ASLN does round off the top, which it looks like it's going for now. So I'd be surprised to see it break above this white line. This was the little bit of a push I was hoping for to kind of minimize the loss on it. There it goes. Alright, so there's kind of your teleport candle coming up, I'm thinking. Yeah, so now I would be looking, I would be looking to short that $6 level. Using like 640, 650s. But again, then you're over the 21, but yeah. Alright, well on that note, I think it's time to get ready for work. Yeah, see that? It's kind of what I thought we were going to see there. Because now you push into that. Now we're going to come down towards $5, I would expect. Let's see. Well, we'll see how it plays out for the rest of the day. On that note, like I said, I'm going to start getting ready for work, and we'll be back tomorrow. Have a good one, guys. Here's the scanner currently.